What's up, raiders? Welcome back to another quest completion guide video for Arc Raiders. I do one of these for every single quest in the game with the idea of getting you to be able to do these solo, efficiently, and of course very easily. Now the quest we're looking at today is called Lost in Transmission, and it's given to us by Shani. This quest requests that you go to the spaceport map and essentially you have to open up a locked area and basically activate a terminal inside this area. Now at the acceptance of this quest from Shani, you are given one Spaceport Control Tower Key. And it's super important that you don't lose this key, because this is what's required for you to actually open up the area that you need to go into and finish the quest. So if you lose this key, of course you will lose access to this area and then you can't complete the quest. Now, these keys are of course random drops, so if you do happen to lose it, then of course you can hopefully be lucky and find one of these elsewhere. Again, like I said, generally speaking, I find a lot of my keys in residential areas where I loot, and sometimes you can find one of these if you're lucky. As said, there is a RNG to this, so it's not to say that you will always find the same keys in the same places, so there's that of course. You could also get lucky and essentially come to this area and have someone else, a random person or something like that, having already opened this key for you, or rather this area for you. This can of course also happen. So if you're really down on your luck, you can sort of like rotate in the area and come back, because whether they've looted this inside area or something has no bearing on whether you are successful in completing the quest, because you can still activate the item, or rather the objective inside. But with all that being said, obviously try to use something that has a safe pocket, because that at the very least means that as you take this Spaceport Control Tower Key in, if something was to happen to you, then you would still get this key and you could basically try again, as long as you always have a safe pocket. That's the way to ensure that you don't lose it. But specifically looking at the spaceport map, the building that you're aiming for is this Control Tower A6 building right over here, which is kind of like down and to the right below the launch towers. Now what you want to do is, as you come in here, you'll easily be able to spot the area where you can use the key card, and then this massive sort of like fast rope that you go all the way to the top. And once you get to the top, then you can kind of like just follow the route here, but you go to these terminals over here, you activate those, and that's actually going to activate the third and final step of this quest. And that means that the quest is also done. Of course, don't forget to loot this. This is a locked area, so there's bound to be one or two guns and some good stuff in here. So don't just come here just for the quest and dip. Definitely grab all that juicy loot and then get your ass out of the map. But if you've done all three of those steps, then the next time you get back in Speranza, you'll be able to finish the quest. And that also means you're done with this video. Thank you so much for the support. Please consider giving me a sub if this information was helpful in any way. Go ahead and check out the channel for other quest completion guides. I've got pretty much all of them up at this point, with a few more coming after this video. So I should have you covered long before you have to go on your expedition. Other than that, see you next video. And as always, fucking cheers.